crafty friends, it's me, Nina, and welcome to another episode of Get Your Craft On. And today we are making watercolor-ish backgrounds using acrylic blocks. So yeah, oh my gosh. I'm also featuring a new die from Alex Siberia Designs. It is called Elegenat Blooms. This just launched yesterday, and it comes with this betterpress, big floral betterpress plate, and this little miss you with a die so that you can betterpress the little sentiment and die cut it out too. But we're using white and gray, so the porcelain and the pebble betterpress paper from Spellbinders Paper Arts. So, oh my gosh, I have lots of ink and stuff on my hands, but let's get to it. So to do this watercolor ish technique background, I am using Korean water brush markers. It is liquid watercolor inside this cute little pen, and it has like a fun brush tip, and it's water reactive, so they're super great and rad. I have, I think, all colors. I think there's like 79 colors maybe, but they're $2.99 each, or you can get a box set. You can also use distressing. So these two are using the Korean Brush Marker Pros. This is using Distress Inks, Peeled Paint, and Shabby Shutters. And so we'll do kind of both so that you can see how it goes. So with that, and of course some splatter. Ooh, this one doesn't have splatter yet, haha. But this is a fun technique because you can do it over and over again, and it's quick and easy. And having the splatter, the betterpress, just kind of has that wow factor, I think, with that like letterpressed and the detail. You can use a stamp instead of a press plate if you want. That also works. I've done it both ways. If you were part of if you came to our 49 the Market event, this is the one of the make and take stations. We did this with Janine's 49 the Market holiday release. There were like Christmas trees. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. So with that said, we're gonna get started. So you can use any acrylic block. So I even have like a round block if you just wanted to do like a circle or a couple kind of circles on a piece of paper. The technique is fairly easy, and we're gonna go for it. Am I gonna make a mess? Probably. Will you guys forgive me? Hopefully. I'm just gonna grab a little plastic tub here to kind of contain my water splatter. So I'm starting with white paper, and I'm going to do white, and I'm going to do just kind of a purple. So this is lilac. So this is kind of that dark purple you saw on there. Oops. My acrylic plates have two sides. One has like the etched grid mark. Don't use that side. You want to use the flat side. So all you're going to do is take your watercolor marker. You're literally just going to color straight on your acrylic pad, or yeah, acrylic block, not pad, haha. You're gonna take your sprayer. I have my distress sprayer. You want it to be watery, but not too watery, but watery enough, which over time you'll see. The more water you have, you can kind of play with it too by like rocking the block, and you want to get as kind of centered as you can. If you're off center, no big deal. You can trim your paper. But you can see if you don't have enough water, you're not going to be able to get that like kind of fluidy movement. But you can kind of hold on your paper and rock it back and forth a little bit. And then when you're kind of ready, just boop, pick it up, set it to the side. If you don't like that dark streak, you can blot it. I'm going to leave it because I don't mind it, and we're going to do another one. So you can do two-tone as well. So we'll do kind of a two-tone here. I'm really into some blues too. So go about halfway. You can do 3 colors. You can kind of really whatever your heart desires. This one was Egyptian blue, and this one is neon blue. And just kind of get it, and you know what? I'm just going to go back with the darker one and just kind of finish off that little line, that blending line. And again, poo 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 poo. Sound effect, sorry. I'm going to do this on the gray paper. I really love the pebble. It's the gray. It's my favorite betterpress paper. And you can be like, what? Gray betterpress paper? I swear, it looks pretty. And I even used it with the rest of this race. Okay, so this part you can see I don't have a lot of water here, which is fine because we can fix that by flipping the block over and just adding some water in that area and pushing it back down into that. Oh, you want to use watercolor paper or betterpress paper. So you definitely want to use something that has the ability to absorb the ink. So you can see I just put a little bit of water there with my finger just to kind of get that one spot, which is okay. Is it cheating? No. Could I left it? Yes. Did I want to leave it? No, I'm not sure. And then with this like nice puddle, you can leave it where it is, or you can even kind of give it some more movement. Ta-da! Ooh, that's gonna be pretty. Put it to the side. And then, so that's using just the markers. So you can do the same technique using distress inks. So we're gonna do the green one like I had earlier. And I have peeled paint and shabby shutters. So I'm just gonna, you're just gonna put your ink straight down onto the acrylic block. And then this one's a two-tone one. I don't know why, I just wanted it to be two-tone. I think it's fun to watch that kind of like light to dark fade. Boop, 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 boop. Nice and watery. And my betterpress paper. Ta-da! And I'm gonna get that movement going. And I might need to add more water or not. The fun part about this one is you can leave it the way it is. Ooh, this one's like a better like shapey too. Ooh, look at that. I could go in and add water here to these kind of areas, but I'm not, because I like that shape. I could just go and add just with my finger. I don't want to get back with the acrylic block if I wanted to just kind of blend in some of that color a little bit. Just dab, dab, dab. If you rub it around, it will start to see how the water is like spreading out there in that corner. And you could just leave it the way it is. Ta-da! So we're gonna set that one to the side. Actually, we're not gonna set it to the side because we're gonna blast them with some heat real fast just because we have stuff to do. Haha. I should have had some panels already done. That would have been way too organized of me. So I'm just gonna take a heat gun and blast it with some heat real fast. Ta-da! And you want it to be dry. So you saw I dried the front side and the back side because we want the whole piece of paper to be dry so that the ink, when you're running it through the betterpress, stays on there. So, my betterpress is right here. So I have my floral bloom kind of lined up, almost centered-ish in my kind of area there. And I can put my paper down. And we're gonna ink and then run through the die cutting machine. So I have a Platinum 6 die cutting machine right behind me on my little, this little drawer out of my desk that I put a little piece of wood on so that I can just turn around easily while I'm sitting at this table and die cut or betterpress, if you will. Da, 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 da. And just run it through the die cutting machine. And moment of truth. Ta-da! Ooh, look how pretty that is. This is such a pretty, oh, I even have a little drop of purple there. You can see like even some of it doesn't have like the watercolor background, and that's okay. That doesn't bother me. This card isn't meant to be pristine. I know as card makers, we sometimes get into the tendency of it having to be like perfect and precise. I'm not a perfect and precise card maker most of the time. I think mostly because I'm busy and I don't know. I just like, it's handmade. I think the little mistakes are character. Da, 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 da. So do it again. Ta-da! Ooh, isn't that fun? The two-tone too with the blue background. You could have even done it so that the light was on top in the dark, but this feels so pretty. And then why not? We made the green, so we're gonna do the green too. You could use any stamp, any die cut you have. This works. The same way. And then I always do a little bit of splatter because I can't help myself. I love the splatter. And we have the Yasutomo splatter going on. Da, da, da. Yay! Ooh, so pretty. Ooh, I love that me, on accident, put the dark at the top where like the flower is too. So you have a lot of that kind of saturation and color in that big bloom. Ooh, look at how pretty. Okay, so we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do just a little bit of splatter. Ooh, my betterpress fell. That's okay. So I'm gonna grab my brush. I'm gonna grab. Ooh, you can see it's still a little wet from the last time I used it. I just take a little bit of or I want it nice and juicy, wet. And yes, usually I would use my splatter box, but if you do gentle taps, you're gonna get kind of smaller marks on there. Ta-da. And if you do bigger taps, you'll get bigger blobs. Like, I just feel like I'm playing a video game. Splatter, splatter, splatter. And last but not least, there's a couple colors actually. There's gold, reddish gold, which is kind of like a rose gold-ish, rose gold copper, and there's silver. And then there's like a tiny little 3-piece set that isn't as big as these. They're like little, the little tiny pots. So they're like little rectangles. And there's a 3-piece set, and it's gold, silver, gold, and black, I think. I have not tried the black one yet, but I imagine it's going to be super pretty when, if I try it. Well, not if, when I try it. Ta-da! Then you can let those dry, or you can heat set them and then just add a fun little sentiment. So this one has a sentiment from the new Classic Sentiments betterpress plate that came with, or that is part of the new release. And then this one has Thanks, which is a die set, an older die set that Alex Siberia Designs does. And this one is unfinished. But we can use any kind of sentiment here. I have some pre-cut, but ooh, look at that. Grateful for you always. Oh, that's so pretty. We're going to finish this purple one, and we're going to let these two kind of air dry on their own. We're going to zap this with heat just a little bit. Just to heat set all of that what do you call it? Just to kind of heat set the splatter. And I'm just going to take some foam dots. Now, before I mount it to a card, I might even trim some of it down and mount it, like mat it with black or silver. I think black would be striking, or even like a dark purple cardstock. Just because I always love a little cute little border. Look at how pretty. Grateful for you always. Ta-da! So that's our Get Your Craft On this week. Get your craft on. Make some watercolor backgrounds. Tag me, Nina B Creates, on Instagram, on YouTube. If you make something, I'd love to see if you use this technique. See you guys. Oh, I'll be back on Saturday this week with a YouTube hop with Alex Siberia Designs. They're doing a YouTube hop on the 30th, and I'll be kind of walking through all the samples I made for their design and showing you how I made these two cards here. So happy crafting, everybody, and I will see everybody later. Bye.